and welcome into episode 88 of the MONG Podcast. I am Myles K. Frampton. I will be your host tonight, as I am the other nights that are not this night, but tonight. And I'm joined by Adam.
Hello.
And Jordan, who's actually a face now.
I'm so beautiful. Aren't you impressed with my beard growing ability?
It is a nice beard.
It's like just happened.
It's a better beard than what I can grow, so I mean, not bad. Adam, do me a favor. Move your camera away from you a little bit.
Sorry, I left the volume on Twitch and I started hearing epic music. I wasn't sure what was going on.
Oh, I got you. No worries. Technology is just the worst sometimes.
I hate technology. Yeah.
Yeah, it says the people on the video game podcast. Anyway, I believe, or no, I don't believe in anything. Do we have any site-wide events going on right now?
Nothing.
Nothing? Okay. The giveaway has ended, and
the giveaway is dying a slow, quiet death.
Oh, okay. We'll pour one out for it, I guess.
Yeah. There will be a new giveaway soon, though. I'm working on it.
Okay. All right. Well, you all will hear that announcement once we have it to be told, I guess. There you go.
Yes.
And since the site is quiet right now, but still active, go there, check it out. Is anything special happening with anybody? Anybody getting degrees? Or, I don't know, getting married again?
We're getting degrees in Fahrenheit.
Oh, I see what you did there. Yes, it is very hot, I'm sure, for everyone.
Yeah, it's not nice.
No, it's an inferno. It's the worst. It's hell on earth. We're in the end days. So, what's everybody been playing? I can say I've been playing a mobile game. Shun me, all you elitist gamers. But Steven Universe Attack the Light is still one of the best mobile games I've ever played. And I may have just messed up the stream a little bit. Yes, I did. Skype, stop being difficult. There we go. And it's back.
So wait, what are you playing? Here.
It's Steven Universe Attack the Light. It's like, imagine Steven Universe is a TV show. It's a cartoon show. And imagine a game based on the mechanics of like Paper Mario, where it's turn-based. There's like timing stuff in there. It is really good. It is extremely fun. I enjoy it.
Cool.
What about you?
It's on mobile?
Yes, it's on Android and iOS, I assume.
Is it free, paid? What is it?
It's like $2.99. It's worth it in my opinion, but
okay.
Yeah.
Adam, you go.
Well, I just got done playing the latest episode of Game of Thrones from Telltale Games.
Okay.
You will have an opportunity in the near future to hear Jordan and I probably talk about it at length. It continues to be
not as much length as last time, though.
No, we're hoping to maybe cut it in half is what I'm...
Make it a true QuickTime event this time.
Yeah, instead of like a Metal Gear Solid 4 QuickTime event.
Right.
It continues to be pretty dark and depressing, and every time you think things might get better, the game says no, and, hits you in the balls.
Yep.
Well, this is Game of Thrones, so let's be honest, that's like what they do best.
It's actually a very apt representation of the latest episode, I would say.
Yeah.
So there's tons of incest and murder and naked people?
Actually, no naked people, which is something that I've noticed. And I think it's a very interesting choice. Although I guess Telltale probably just decided not to go there.
Yeah.
Well, when you think about it, they did in Wolf Among Us, however.
I haven't played that yet. I'm still reading Fables, so I'm kind of like, I'm not really sure if I want to jump into that after or before or what. So.
Gotcha.
That's understandable. Don't want any spoilers. Like the spoilers of naked people.
Right. So how naked are we talking in Among Us?
Without like going too spoiler-esque, I mean, there's like a strip club scene.
Okay.
Oh, strip club.
So it's not quite like Game of Thrones, like extreme level, but I mean, it's there.
But they're all fairy tale characters, so it's actually like a bunny rabbit up on the stage.
Let's not get creepy about it.
A literal Playboy bunny.
Right. Yeah, no, I also played the Game of Thrones new episode, which I thoroughly enjoyed. There should be also a review of that coming up soon.
Good deal.
So look forward to that. Also, so this past weekend, I celebrated. You were looking for memorable events at the beginning of the show. So I celebrated my 2nd year anniversary with my wife.
Oh,
it was
congratulations!
Fun. We had a good weekend. And the awesome wife that she is got me a PlayStation camera.
Oh, nice.
So on Saturday night, we both sat down and played Journey together and streamed it on the Twitch channel.
I noticed.
Right here on Mong Plays. And we had an awesome time.
Awesome.
I watched some of that.
Yeah. It's always awesome when you can, find a loved one that is willing to play games with you.
Yeah, she played the whole way through. I actually wasn't expecting to get through the whole game, but we just kept going, and it was a lot of fun. And we were really confused in the beginning. We came up with some good names, I think, for different elements of the game. So yeah, that's what my newest addiction has been so far is Journey. That's an awesome game. It's a great game.
Yeah. I mean, there's a reason everyone seems to be clamoring for it whenever it comes out in a new iteration. So
yeah.
Everyone's just like, I could play it with my wife. Give me more. Well, if there's nothing left to say, we should probably get on to the news.
Absolutely.
All right. So, news piece number 1 from the news from nowhere today is that Rise of Tomb Raider is coming to PlayStation 4 in 2016. For anyone who is still thinking that it's not. Right. Just saying. Ever since its announcement, much ado has been made about when and for what. Hey, I edited the story. For what consoles Rise of the Tomb Raider will be made available on. While it may be known for some that the game won't stay exclusive to Microsoft, told you. A timetable has finally been released. Now we have an answer, and Square Enix announced that Rise of the Tomb Raider will be available for PC in early 2016, and PlayStation 4 owners will have to wait a little bit longer. I guess they're trying to make us regret our decisions, and they'll get it in holiday 2016. So, that is kind of big news, because I played the Tomb Raider, the remake, I guess is what it is, and I thoroughly enjoyed that, and that was the first experience I've ever had with Tomb Raider. But what about you all? Did you have a chance to play the amazingness that was that?
I did. I loved it. I loved it. It came out in a year full of very, very competitive, a very, very competitive year in video games, but it definitely even still stood out. I will say this whole announcement's kind of like the worst quote-unquote surprise, since it turned out that what's his face? Benedict Cumberbatch is actually Khan the whole time in Star Trek, even though J.J. Abrams said that's not the case.
Spoilers again, Adam. Just you're shooting with all barrels tonight. What about you, Jordan?
I have not actually played the new Tomb Raider. I'm really interested in doing it because I know everybody who's really enjoyed it, and I have a friend who's really into video games and got it from the library and played it in a weekend, which he doesn't play games that fast, generally speaking. Mm-hmm. He really tries to enjoy them. So I know it's a good game. I get it. But I don't know. I'm still waiting for a price drop. I don't really know which one. I don't know what'll get me to pick it up, but I'm interested in getting it. But on the topic of the news piece, I think this was probably a really good choice. It's coming out holiday 2016, right?
For PS4, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that was probably a pretty safe decision for Square Enix to make. Mm-hmm. And if you think about the entire situation with the timed exclusivity, Microsoft's already come out and said, yeah, this is an IP that we don't have anything even close to. It's just, we don't have anything like this.
Yeah.
And PlayStation has Uncharted, and those two games are very similar. So I think with Uncharted coming out presumably early 2016, that's what they've said, I think, That's a little close. That's a little close to releasing in holiday 2015, and Square Enix is going to take all the money they can get, and it's going to release on Xbox, probably sell really well, and then in 2016 when it releases in holiday, everybody will be ready for it for PS4. So, when's it coming out on PC? Do we know?
PC is just early, or do you know something specific, Adam?
It's early 2016. That's what I heard.
Yeah, actually, this seems like that. Now that you've said it, it actually does seem like a brilliant plan on Square Enix's part, because although it wouldn't be able to compete in March, or assuming it's coming out around then on PC, that they're going to get all the gamers who are like, well, I have a PC, I'm not going to buy a PS4, but I really have an itch to play like something like Tomb Raider or something like that Uncharted game I played on my friend's PS4. Oh, hey, Tomb Raider's coming out right now. I can buy that now. And then all the PS4 users who don't have a PC and were waiting for it, it's like, hey, Tomb Raider's coming out today. I can get it now. And it's just like those two massive pools of money that they're going to get at the beginning and the end of the year. I think they're like padding their sales.
Now, I kind of have... Oh, sorry, you go first, Jordan.
No, I was just going to repeat, basically. I agree. So go ahead.
Now, I wanted to just kind of ask kind of a side question, but this is something I'm really curious about. Stepping away and focusing back on the original release for Xbox One at the moment. Do you really think they're going to stick with their November release date? Because right now they've got it releasing directly up against Fallout 4. Do you think that stands?
Honestly, I don't think so. Because that's a big dog to put your little, comparatively a little puppy into the arena with. Not that I dogfight. I don't condone that.
I mean, you put a game out during holiday 2016, or late year, basically. You know that you're going to have some steep competition.
True.
I think if they were to pull out at this point, I mean, they obviously could. Worse things have happened in gaming history. But I don't know. As a gamer, I would think, wow, you don't have a lot of confidence in this game then, do you?
Valid.
I understand that Fallout 4 is the game that pretty much everybody's going to buy, but I think that if you're deciding between Fallout 4 and Tomb Raider, you have some very different gaming styles.
I don't know. I don't know if I necessarily think it's about a matter of confidence for me. I just simply think... I think it's a wise financial thought to consider. I'm not even talking like a huge bump. I'm not talking about like dropping it to 2016, but just staggering it a couple of weeks away from Fallout to give people a chance to get into that, and then hopefully catch them as they're ready for something new. It just seems like, for me, from a financial standpoint, that might be wise.
And I just thought of this too. That may be so. That's something that might be crossing through their lines right now, but they also have the exclusivity deal with Xbox. Mm-hmm. So they probably have in contract with Microsoft saying that they're going to have this much time to sell it on Xbox One before it comes to PS4.
Yeah, that's probably very true.
So that might really muck up the works on that too.
True. From the sounds of this conversation, it sounds like Microsoft's just kind of getting hung out to dry a little bit. Just a little bit.
They wanted it.
It's true. It's like, you got what you asked for. Don't complain about it later.
They put a ring on it, so...
I'm sure it's a big, beautiful ring. But, I mean, that's all I had to say about this. It's good to see that it wasn't exclusive, although no one thought it was going to be, so...
Yeah. Well, everyone thought it was at first, and they were like, "What?" And then right after that, they were like, "Oh, no." But maybe, no.
Just a little bit exclusive, which is exactly what you got.
Yeah.
So I know we didn't actually make an order. Who wants to take number 2 in the story list?
I got number 3 set up. Ow, you.
All right, Jordan. All right, I'll take 2. Moving on. All right, hold on here. There was a surprise release this week. Five Nights at Freddy's 4 was released. With basically just no lead up except for an announcement that they were going to release it because it was done, and it was done early, and so they decided to release it early.
Yeah. I don't know if you all know that guy's story, the guy who, I'm not even gonna say releases or makes these. He pumps them out like clockwork.
Mhm.
But like he works on them alone, doesn't he? I'm 90% sure that I heard that, and that he started making games with a religious game. I think I don't remember which one it was or who you were playing as, but it was a religious game. It always makes me laugh when I hear he started there and is now releasing like one of these every few months, and they're like gangbusters because everyone loves them. I don't quite understand why, but you know, if Five Nights at Freddy's, everyone goes crazy. You know, it's
No, I don't know much about him. Like basically what you started with, I knew the religious games thing is a new twist on in my
Yeah.
book. I feel like we're gonna start like just throwing things out there. Like he once rode a dinosaur, and like it's just gonna become his new Wikipedia page.
he's secretly a dragon. But
Right.
yeah, he like originally he said that God told him to make a game, and it wasn't Five Nights at Freddy, of course. But
I was gonna say
yeah,
that.
God's just like you're gonna freak out a lot of people, man. Here you go. But yeah, just have you all had a chance to play any of these? Any of the Five Nights games?
I've seen some videos.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen a little. I've seen a little bit. I haven't played them. They're not up my alley.
I don't blame you.
As I've stated previously, I just don't do it. I don't do it.
Oh yeah, scary
Scary.
games, of
I
course.
don't do scary.
Yeah. If anything, I mean the lore is really interesting. I'll say that much for the games.
Sure.
But yeah, I'm sure it made a lot of people's days to see that this game just kind of came out like he
Yeah.
honestly. Oh God, there's another franchise that like they don't need to. Oh, Telltale games. That's it. Like they don't give any like much headway on when a game's coming out. They're just like, oh, released yesterday. You should have gotten it on day one. Now you can get it now. That's kind of. I feel like that's what he's like. He's just like, have another one. Why not? I heard this is the last one.
I like that aspect of it, and that these games are just kind of ready for people who have been following it for so long. I mean, you said it the same way with it's the same way with Telltale games with their episodes. Like people are gonna pretty much play those episodes as soon as they come out.
Definitely.
Or very shortly afterwards. And so you know that the majority of your audience has probably already gotten through the most recent episode and that you can pretty much put it out whenever it's ready.
Yeah.
I think it's great. I think sticking it to release dates is awesome, and releasing beforehand and having the game turn out excellent, that's great.
Yeah. It's impressive. Just one man has made 4 games that just blew everyone's minds and become a culture.
Presumably.
That's fair.
I don't know if we confirmed that.
Which kind of goes to show that a smaller development team and less kind of paperwork, how much more efficiently things can get done. Really.
True.
Yeah.
He should, like I said, I heard this is the last one, and he should be very happy. He has made a cultural phenomenon, so he can give himself applause as he lays on his bags of money.
Right.
I hope it's not comfortable. All right.
So next up, we've got by Darius Pearce, Minecraft movie taps Always Sunny star for director. The Minecraft movie in development has found its director. It is none other than It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia co-creator and star Rob McElhenney. The news was announced on Mojang.com with a simple post and picture announcing his hiring. Minecraft will be produced by the LEGO movie producer Roy Lee, who helped bring the iconic toy series to the big screen. Since its release, Minecraft has gone on to be a tremendous gaming success, selling over 70 million copies over a variety of platforms. What do you guys think of this, of the Always Sunny in Philadelphia twist on Minecraft?
As long as it's not like Always Sunny, I'll be happy. I know there's going to be someone who's very angry when I say that, but I hate that show. But, of course, respect. If he can make this movie good, props to him. By the way, Rob McElhenney, for anyone wondering, is Mac on It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. So,
I like how you know the name, but you hate the show.
I know a lot about things I hate, so I can explain why I hate them.
So, I fall into the category of people who like the show. I do watch it every season. It's interesting. I really would love to know their logic behind it because first of all, Minecraft is ostensibly supposed to be like a family affair, something that's supposed to be kind of accessible to everybody. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia is definitely not accessible to everybody.
This is true.
In fact, I would say that it's a fairly niche project, and it's kind of interesting because Minecraft has got to be one of the biggest properties out there right now, and it's interesting that they found one of the guys from It's Always Sunny, and not even like the most famous of the guys from It's Always Sunny,
True.
to be kind of like the herald charge of like the Minecraft movie. And so I don't think it's necessarily a bad idea. I just don't know what to think about it. I'm very curious to like what went on behind the scenes and what's making them confident that the guy, Mac, I'm just gonna call him Mac, that the Mac is the guy to make their Minecraft movie.
Very true. Very true. And what's your opinion on Always Sunny and if
Yeah.
it's going to be good?
I think so. I'm probably the Goldilocks of our little trio here. That I can tolerate It's Always Sunny, and I find it enjoyable every once in a while. But after a while, like people doing horrible things just kind of gets to me.
That's it. That's why I don't like it.
But I would say that I don't think that the fact that they hired somebody who's been co-creator of It's Always Sunny means that he's going to be creating content that's similar to It's Always Sunny for the Minecraft game.
Sure.
Or movie. So I think that, I don't know, I never really thought of Minecraft as like a funny game, but it seems like with the Telltale game that's coming out and now this, like they're going with the comedic aspect. Like I always found it fun, and I always found like funny parts about it, but I never thought it was purposely funny. Then again, there may be way more to Minecraft than I ever really thought. But yeah, it's just kind of I think it's cool that they're going with that element. Like they want it to be funny, they want it to be a comedy. And for a movie, it makes a lot of sense. But yeah, probably for the Telltale game too. It can't really be a drama. It's too ridiculous for that.
Yeah, I was gonna say it doesn't lend itself to anything but comedy because it is just like these really absurdly awful-looking little block people. I mean, like you're not gonna make a Lord of the Rings out of that, probably. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, who knows?
They
Maybe they will. Maybe they'll just blow you away. Maybe it's not even a comedy at all. They hired this guy, and it's just like, but really,
It's going to be like Sin City in Minecraft. Because that's what everyone needs to watch, I'm sure.
that would be amazing.
Oh, man. But, yeah.
To be fair, Mickey Rourke's face already kind of looks like a Minecraft figure, so...
I believe shots have been fired at Mickey Rourke. Let's not get on his bad side, because I wouldn't want to deal with that, I'll be honest. He just show up in your nightmares. But anyway, moving on. Bethesda has said that Fallout 4 development is basically done. Do we know what that means? Maybe. So Fallout 4 is basically done, according to their marketing executive, Pete Hines, who I'm sure everyone has heard of his name before. So, but as such, it's too late for Bethesda Game Studios to add any last-minute requests from fans, which is unfortunate but understandable. And right now, the studio's focus on making the game as bug-free and polished as possible before it's released this November. I'll be honest. I don't think did anyone else see this game being announced and ready for this year.
I did, actually, I think.
Okay.
Well, okay, no, but maybe I shouldn't say, like, I did, as if, like, I'm, like, a real, like, savvy game forecaster. I think probably the correct word is... I desperately wanted to believe it was true, I think is probably, like, the right way to state that. But, like, it's clearly what I read, like, multiple versions of this article, and it wasn't in this version, but I did read an article that stated that I guess by the time of announcement they were like 85% done with the game.
Mm-hmm.
So that's impressive.
Yeah.
That's impressive that they come that far in the past couple months.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially since they were able to keep it under wraps so well, and it's already pretty much done. It's like I guess when a game gets so big that people are constantly saying that it's coming out, it's easy to keep it under wraps because it's like, we don't really have to say anything because that dude just said something, which means anything that anyone else says is going to be,
Right.
completely not believe for like the next 5 months. But I mean, it's good to hear at least. Maybe we'll, for the first time in like a year, get a game that releases and actually works.
It's just refreshing to see like a blockbuster game get like announced, and then it's not like this whole waiting period of like a year or two until you actually get to touch it. It's really cool to finally see something like, here's this game that everybody wants. You're gonna play it in like 5 months from now. I mean, that's incredible.
Yeah. Cause,
Yeah, Miles, I think it's funny that you're asking for a Bethesda game to be like bug free at launch.
I know. See, I want it to be playable, not bug free, because bugs are what makes Bethesda games the best. You never had as much fun as you do when you taunt a giant and get launched into the air in Skyrim. So
or backwards flying dragon or something like that.
exactly, just all the stories you can tell from those games. What are your thoughts on this, Jordan?
No, to answer your original question, which was, did you expect it to come out this year? My personal E3 prediction was that we weren't going to see Fallout 4 at E3. That instead they were going to showcase, underwhelmingly, I would say. It probably wouldn't be. It wasn't the game that everybody wanted, but probably I thought they were going to showcase Skyrim like HD or like a remaster of Skyrim for next gen. And then they used that engine to develop Fallout 4.
Okay,
for next gen.
We lost Adam. We're trying to get Adam back.
So I thought that they would do something like that. Totally wrong, obviously. And to see that it's coming out this year was mind blowing.
Definitely.
I was on there with Fallout Shelter as soon as it came out, and it's fallen by the wayside now. But no, it's really inspiring that they're able to keep it under wraps and come out with it like they have. Fingers crossed it works.
Now the only thing that all the other developers need to do is take a note from their playbook, because had it ready for E3, had it ready to play before E3, pretty much. This is just like a trend that needs to keep happening now that it's been established. So,
absolutely.
Yeah. I guess we're gonna move on and try and get Adam back while we're moving on. So if you want to take number 5, I'm gonna fix the stream because everything goes crazy once someone leaves.
Okay. All right. So Square Enix discusses 2 potential Nintendo NX titles. Since this has been published, there's been an update, so I'm going to start with the original story. Dragon Quest X and Dragon Quest XI are officially heading to Nintendo's NX console. The news comes courtesy of a Square Enix stream this morning, which also revealed Dragon Quest XI would be coming to 3DS and PS4. Elsewhere in the stream, it was announced Dragon Quest XI will run on the Unreal Engine 4, which implies Nintendo's new console will be able to run the engine at least. A number of rumors have been circulating the internet since the NX's first reveal, including ones of the console already being Android-powered, which Nintendo later refuted, and of the new Legend of Zelda title debuting simultaneously on the NX and Wii U. That's something I think is probably going to happen. Mass production on the system is rumored to begin sometime in May or June 2016, with a possible launch in July 2016. The company expects to talk more about the system sometime next year. The update on the story is that Square Enix has provided IGN with a statement saying Dragon Quest X and XI are only under consideration for Nintendo NX, and the news has not been confirmed. It is under consideration, but we don't have further information to share at the moment, it reads. Okay.
Well, I always love these stories which are like, hey, this is news, but it's not confirmed. It's like, what does that mean? But
right.
I guess what are your thoughts on this? I admit I'm a little frazzled right now.
It's inspiring that Nintendo has some big third-party developers. Square Enix games is great. I should add, on a main system, on a non-handheld system. Obviously with the Wii U's power, there's not a lot of people who are willing to, or not a lot of third-party developers who are willing to work with that, like develop something for for PlayStation 4 or Xbox One or current generation PC, and then also develop something that doesn't really stand up as well to the graphics or to the gameplay or to whatever they need. It doesn't help either that Nintendo has like the gamepad, which might not be necessarily perfect for any given game.
Very true.
Yeah, I think Nintendo created a very niche console when they made the Wii U. My hope is that NX is not going to be so out there, but it is Nintendo. It's like, who knows what's going to happen.
I would definitely jump back on the Nintendo ship if they pulled back from all the peripherals and the movement controls and controllers that aren't controllers, they're actually just small TVs.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It honestly, if this is really one of the games that comes out as a, an NX titles, or if these are two games that come out as NX titles, that could be very good for that console. Because I'm sure not everyone subscribes to the theory or just buying a console for one game, but that would probably push quite a few sales, especially in Japan and maybe even America, because we know Dragon Quest is popular. It's
Mhm.
it's a niche title, but there are a lot of people who still play it. So
Yeah, I agree. I think it's a good sign for the console,
yeah.
especially that it's starting with third-party development. But yeah, I don't know. We don't know what it is. I mean, like that's the other part of it is that we have no idea what NX is. We have no idea what these Dragon Quest titles are.
Yeah.
So there's not a lot to really talk about here. It's just kind of, hey, more NX news, which I think is really what Nintendo's trying to do. They're really trying to push that this thing exists and that it's the next thing, and you should be excited about it, even though we're not going to tell you anything about it.
Yeah. I guess at least like you can pre-order it at EB Games. So go pre-order your NXs because
Don't do that.
Dragon
Do that.
Quest may or may not be coming out on it.
Yeah, it's going to come out on something else. I almost guarantee it. Do not pre-order the NX. Not right now.
Not until we know more. Yeah.
Stephen Leffler said it. Don't do it.
Yeah. It's just that hype is crazy these days. Let's be honest.
It's real.
Yeah, with the internet, just any God, they announced we're making something called the NX and EV Games immediately. It was just like, hey, you can pre-order it here. We don't know what it is.
I think it was like the EV Games in Australia or something like that. That
Yeah.
people were getting it from. Yeah. I think I read a Kotaku article that was basically like it was basically like that's what people are doing. It was like one sentence describing like what was happening, and then the next sentence was, "For the love of God, do not do that thing."
Yeah, I guess it's just like money grab, just new console. There will be someone, even if it's not coming out for 10 years, who wants to reserve it. I hope you all don't do that. Remember what happened with Duke Nukem? That thing got pushed back like 20, 15, 13 years and came out. No one was happy with what they got. So, c'est la vie. But
All right. So, what would you like to jump to next?
I will go ahead and take, since we're in the latter end of things. Hey, Deus Ex. Let's talk about some Deus Ex. Did you play Deus Ex?
I don't, but I did read up on this, and I think it's interesting.
Okay, so pretty much everyone who played Deus Ex, what was it? Something Revolution?
Human Revolution?
Human Revolution. That was it. I played it and I forgot. That shows what I think about that game. But anyway, a big issue with Human Revolution was that a lot of people were very disappointed with the fact that you could do almost everything any way you wanted to. You could be stealthy. You could be a sociopath, or you could sometimes talk your way out of issues. Well, when it came to boss fights, you're pretty much stuck, and it's you were gonna fight or you were gonna die. So with the upgrade paths and such, that made things a little bit odd sometimes. Also, just took away the complete choice and everything in the game. Gamers love their choice, but it has been announced that Deus Ex: Mankind Divided boss fights can be approached with combat or stealth, which is good news. Especially if you want to do like a pacifist run or something. You'll be able to approach boss battles in upcoming Deus Ex the way you want, which is combat, stealth, or even conversation, which is awesome because that game had really good conversation tidbits, I guess. Um, from the article, it says choice was something missing from Deus Ex Human Revolution's boss fights, and director Patrick Fortier, I hope I said that right, points out to OXM. Many players agreed that even if they had customized the character for stealth, boss fights and human revolutions leaned heavily towards more combat-oriented approaches. I know I was stuck on a boss for like 15 tries because of that. Mankind Divided aims to put the choice back into the series. It's all about supporting all the different play aspects, says Fortier. He went on to explain that there will also... excuse me, there are ways to stealth them, there are ways to beat them in combat, and there are conversations you can have that maybe give you a different means of dealing with the situation altogether. So yeah, that is the gist of what is the news, which is very, very good, honestly. Um, I hope that like the stream can't hear my horrible text tone.
Heard it a little bit there.
Oh good God, that's One Piece
um,
for you.
no, I think I'm interested in Deus Ex. It was a game that I never really touched, not because I didn't want to, but just because I didn't get around to it.
Yeah.
And with the new one coming out, like there's a lot of good stuff coming out about it, and a lot of people are talking about it, and I think it's really really interesting, especially this news that they're going to be adding in some dynamic gameplay to the boss battles. Now, what were the boss battles like in Human Revolution?
Very fighty, honestly. It was like you got put in a room with a dude who was either going to kill you or you're going to kill them.
Okay.
The one that comes to mind the most, because it was the worst one in my opinion, was it was literally just Skype is awful. It was literally just you got put in this room with like a very soldier-esque dude, big, bulky. He had like a heavy machine gun, and it was pretty much you have to try and kill him with what little materials you have. And that was the one I got stuck on because I had like a pistol because I tried to be stealthy. So I put all my money and such into things that were not, big bang bang.
Yeah.
So I was just like, well, this is gonna be a monument to my determination.
See, and so I was just kind of curious to see if like it was what I think of it when I think of stealth boss battles. I think of Shadow of Mordor.
Okay.
You can like stealth kill a lot of the bigger enemies in that game. And I like that, but at the same time I don't, because it feels really cheap. Like sometimes the battle ends too quickly. So like, but in that game it's an open world game, whereas this sounds like it's more like you get thrown into a small arena with the boss. Is that right?
Kind of, sort of. In Human Revolution, it was like, it was pretty open. There were levels, but they were very wide open. You had, like, the levels themselves, you had many options on how to get through them. But it's just like, yeah, when the boss fight happened, it was like, you happened to walk into this room. It was like a Zelda boss battle. You walked
Yeah.
into a room, door closed behind you, no escape, etc., etc. So, that, yeah, that just wasn't the best way for them to go about it, especially since, Deus Ex has been known for like you can do whatever you want, whenever you want, with whoever you want, however you want. So
Yeah.
it's just,
Yeah, that does sorely limit the types of different gameplay that you can have in it. I mean, like if you walk into a room and somebody says, "Oh, you just came into my house," like they know you're there. How do you stealth?
yeah. Yeah. Oh, okay. Welcome back, Adam. He has returned, and now I get to continue fixing OBS.
Yeah, my
Uh,
computer basically had a stroke. Sorry about that.
No worries.
oh,
No
okay.
worries.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna jump to another story.
Sounds good.
Leap away.
So here's the one that I thought was kind of interesting. I don't play. This is just like a podcast of me telling everyone the games that I don't play tonight, apparently. But I don't play fighting games,
Mhm.
pretty much, for the most part. But I did find this story interesting. Capcom apologizes for Street Fighter V beta postpones next beta test.
Mhm.
Michael Martin says Capcom has issued a formal apology for the problems with the Street Fighter V beta, which has been postponed to a later date. In a post on Capcom Unity, the publisher is remorseful for users not being able to access the beta due to connectivity issues over the weekend. This is quoted. Capcom offers its sincerest apologies to everyone who participated in this first beta test. While the purpose of a beta is to work out these types of issues, it was very clear that the issues we faced were more severe than we were prepared for. After 3 days of testing, while we were making progress in collecting valuable data, we felt the majority of players were not having a good experience, and the best course of action would be to take the servers offline for extended maintenance. We will be postponing our first beta phase until we believe the experience is going to be a positive one for players. Capcom's servers were overloaded, preventing users from logging in and causing connectivity issues for those who made it in-game. Eventually, the publisher decided to bring the servers down for maintenance and open them back up for North America only. The beta was taken down on July 26 and is intended to reopen at a later date. As part of the apology, an incentive is being offered to the players that did participate in the beta test. Capcom did not state what the incentive would be. At least 3 more Street Fighter V betas are coming, including betas for European and Asian players. To all the players that participated in supporting us through this initial phase, we cannot thank you enough, he says. We understand how frustrating it is to be so close to playing the game you were excited for and not to have it working. The whole team is here is very disappointed that we were unable to deliver a proper beta experience this time. Thank you so much for your continued support, and we promise that we will have a better experience for you with the future betas. So, my question with this is, do you feel that beta tests, or at least maybe just this specific beta test, are becoming more of a product than a part of the development process?
Yes.
Nah, I know you had to pre-order to get into this one, so kinda.
I mean, it seems like it could be severely debilitating for a developer if they feel like, and I'm sure that there are developers out there who are being forced by their publishers to have open betas for people who pre-order, or just to showcase the game to create excitement for it from a marketing perspective.
Mm-hmm.
And if they feel like they can't get an honest beta test, that could really limit the game's development.
It's true.
A beta test should be all about the developer, and it's a chance for the developer to kind of like work through the issues that are going to make a good product. Unfortunately, the way that marketing and game companies have changed betas have basically become the new demo.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to decide you're going to play the game, you get the game, you do whatever you need to do to get into the beta so you can check out the game and figure out if you want to buy it or not, and that's not what it should be about.
Yeah.
Sure. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm one of the, I feel like I have spearheaded, I'm not going to say that. I have been outspoken about my opinion on demos because I love them. They are wonderful things. They save you money, or, get you to spend a little bit of money that you never thought you would. But betas are, I I would be completely okay with betas if they were, there was no, oh, you have to go pre-order to get into this, or you have to buy X game to get into this beta. If it was just like, hey, we want to, like Adam said, we want to try this out. We want to see how it's working. We want to get your opinion on this, then there you go. Try it for free. If you don't like it, whatever, you didn't spend any money. If you do, hey, you're going to buy this game probably. If it were that, that'd be great. I would love that. But it's not anymore because it's been kind of perverted because for some reason demos don't exist anymore. So
Yeah. Or when they do exist, they're locked behind like buying like another game just so you can play the demo.
Exactly.
I'm looking at you, Final Fantasy, whatever that.
Type 0 HD, yeah.
Yeah, whatever you're called.
Yeah, I think that with this game in particular, I'm a little surprised because, and this may be just me coming from a non-fighter game perspective, but I don't see fighter games as being that heavily in need of development, I guess. Like, there doesn't seem like there's that much that can go wrong in these games.
You would be surprised.
In comparison to like an open world game, like Fallout 4 is already ready. And when was the last time that a Street Fighter game came out?
Early last year, I think.
Yeah, so they should really kind of already have it down.
Yeah, the basics of like, the graphics got it, the technical stuff, they got it. I think it's more just like balancing issues and stuff because, they don't want to release it and then have one character just be like the only person anyone plays because hey, this guy just breaks through everything that everyone else has. But I do understand what you mean. It's like, on base looking at something, fighting games are a lot more simple and simple than everything else.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But now, come on though, wouldn't it be awesome though if like Street Fighter Five like suffered from like Bethesda level like glitches? I mean, like if you get punched by cannon, you like literally just kind of infinitely fly off the screen. I mean, that'd be I'd probably be more likely to play it at that point.
I think there were 2,400 people at Street Fighter Evo, so that's 2,400 people who do not agree with you.
That would be amazing.
Yes, I do think it would be hilarious.
All of a sudden, Zangief's head just falls off. Just like,
So Adam, am I to assume that you have played Street Fighter, or you do play Street Fighter by you knowing all these names?
Oh, well, I mean, I was like, I was like a kid of the '90s, and so I totally had, Street Fighter 2 for like the SNES, and got that for my birthday, and I was definitely more into fighting games when I was younger, because now as I've kind of grown older, I'm kind of more in for something that has like a story attached to it, which to be fair to like the Mortal Kombat games, that's what keeps me buying a Mortal Kombat game when they release it, is they at least give me a compulsory piece of story.
True.
But unfortunately, that I've kind of fallen out of fighting games because fighting games don't really have stories.
Yeah, it's valid, very valid. Because Mortal Kombat and Justice are pretty much the only two fighting games that have like very solid stories right now. And don't like no one crucify me if I'm wrong, because I haven't played every fighting game. But I mean, the most story you normally get out of one is like, oh, this is this character's life played through fighting and punches and fists. So
This character is in a tournament. Like, character A is in a tournament. Character A wants to win the tournament. Character B also wants to win the tournament.
Exactly. It's like they always have their own personal drives, but there's not much other than like, you killed my father and I'm gonna kill you once I'm at the top of the tournament.
Well, it can also be equally bad when you try to overcomplicate it. I don't know if either of you guys have actually seen the actual Street Fighter movie, but it shouldn't be that hard to make a movie about a bunch of dudes fighting each other in a tournament. But they prove that they prove that you can screw that up.
Let's be honest, I think every big fighting game has overcomplicated it somewhere. Mortal Kombat did it, that's why they had to reset.
Not Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat was overcomplicated.
No.
Street Fighter's done it. Tekken is still doing it. But okay, not Mortal Kombat. Why was Mortal Kombat?
I loved that movie when I was a kid. That was the best.
Oh, yeah. I did too.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the movie.
No, I'm not talking about the movie. I'm talking about the video
Okay.
game storyline, which is just like people die constantly and get resurrected because they didn't actually die because they were in Mortal Kombat. And ugh.
So wait a minute. There's been like an actual like linear plot to the Mortal Kombat.
Yes.
What? I didn't know that at all. I just figured it just reset every single time.
Nope. It reset on the 2009 one, and then it's been going since.
I agree with you on it's like the best probably comic book movie in my opinion because it doesn't overcomplicate it. It's a bunch of people fighting in a tournament. There's ninjas and stuff. Why? Because. I mean, like that's all you need. Like they didn't try to complicate it.
I think we can all agree it got a little complicated in like Annihilation when Liu Kang turns into a dragon.
Let's speak of that.
I don't even remember who he's fighting at the end of the movie. Oh, Shao Kahn, of course. He's the only person anyone ever fights these days. Well, not anymore. I guess he's dead. But yeah.
Spoilers. Come on.
Spoilers.
2009. Also, it's Mortal Kombat. You can just assume everyone's been dead or is dead.
Yeah, that's a very fair assumption.
So, I guess we do we want to try and fit in another story, or do we want to do magic for the crowd?
What did I miss while I was like in like the Nether realm?
We were talking about. Go ahead, if you can say it
NX
fast.
stuff.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, the Dragon Quest stuff getting released on NX, I think, was the only story that we got through without you.
Yeah.
Can I quickly point out that WWE 2K16 is offering the Terminator as like a freaking wrestler if you pre-order?
You know what? That is a good 11-minute topic. Yes, you can.
Go for it.
Like that is just like so weird to me. Like,
it is
so weird.
It's honestly, I'm getting a little. I wrote an article on this a long time ago. I'm getting really tired of games mainly fighting games. These are the main transgressors. Just tossing in random characters. They're like, "Oh, you're playing Mortal Kombat? Here's Jason." I was just like, "What? Playing Mortal Kombat? Here's Freddy." It's like, why is he there? And honestly, it stemmed from that DLC came out when I was still working at GameStop. I don't know if any of you have been in a GameStop in like 4 years ago, but they had those TVs that played the same thing over and over and over again. That's why I hated How You Met Your Mother. And that's why I hated Freddy Krueger, because they were always like, "Oh, Freddy Krueger, he's the nightmare that even the Mortal Kombat combatants don't know how to handle." I'm like, what are
Miles
you
like just
talking about?
quoted it.
It's just like they chop each other in half every day. What?
But like that's the thing is that at least if like they said like Terminator's gonna be in Mortal Kombat, I would be able to look at that and be like, okay, so there's like ninjas and lizards and
Yeah.
Mayan gods and sure, why not like another robot? Yeah, okay, we can go with that. But for all okay, yeah, okay, I'm a wrestling fan. Wrestling's fake, I get that. But at the same time, like at least like the wrestling games are trying to portray a certain amount of realism, and so now we've got the friggin' Terminator in like a professional wrestling game.
Exactly.
Although, okay, so my history with wrestling games on, I think it was SNES. I had I don't know what it was, but I had a wrestling game for some reason. I've never been into wrestling in my entire life except for like this one experience. And it was the greatest game. Like, I remember being thrilled when I found out that you could roll outside the ring and pick up like a metal chair and start beating somebody with it. There's a bucket that you could just like swing, and like basically, if you got the bucket, like nobody would be able to get within 2 feet of you.
I totally know what you're talking about.
The game was great.
Oh man.
Do you know what it was called? Do you remember what it was called?
It could be any number of games. I think because plenty of games have had the bucket in it. The bucket's a fairly, it's like a fairly all-encompassing weapon. I guess it shouldn't really be a shock because I actually, I actually wrote something about this today, but I was actually at WrestleMania this year, and there was actually a wrestler that came out to the ring like flanked by like T-800 robots, and he had like a friggin' clutch of like Terminator skulls in his hand when he came out. And like Arnold Schwarzenegger did like a custom video for this dude when he came out to the for his match. It was pretty ludicrous.
Let me say this: he better have won with that kind of intro. Did he win?
He did win, yes.
Okay. All right. I was about to say that'd be a travesty if he came out doing
You
all
pull
that
out-
and lost.
You pull out the Terminator skulls, you're not going home a loser.
Oh god. I guess that was them like foreshadowing. They're like, "Hey, this is gonna happen. No one's gonna see it coming, but it's happening."
It would be hard to believe that it was not some sort of marketing ploy.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. That's actually skillful if you think about it, because that was a long time ago.
That is like some micromanaging right there. Like, okay, this one wrestler at WrestleMania.
Vince McMahon's just like, "Get on the Terminator. We're jumping on
Right.
that train." Oh man. But gentlemen, I feel like we should probably wrap it up. We are about at an hour. We're like very, very, very close to the line. I can keep saying words and hearing noises in my headset. Um, but everyone, it was so lovely to have you with us for episode 88 of the MONG Podcast. Our schedule is to record on Tuesday nights normally and release on hopefully Wednesdays. We've been keeping to the schedule. I just realized that the noises I'm hearing in my headphones are going to be in the video. That's awful. But anyway, yeah, technical issues. Third podcast, we're getting there. You can email us at contact.mong@gmail.com. You can find our Mong Twitter account at mong.com. Everything's spelled out, the dot and com, not the middle of nowhere gaming. I'm going to go ahead and close that because that keeps making noise. And on top of that, you can find us on YouTube at Mong Network or at Middle of Nowhere Gaming Plays. Mong Network is the one where our podcasts and stuff go up. Middle of Nowhere Gaming Plays where our games go up. Playing games. You can also find us on Facebook, Tumblr, and Instagram. Just search Mong. You'll find us, or something offensive in Britain. Who cares? So check out our website, middleofnowheregaming.com, for all our latest editorials, news, and reviews, and our faces. And you can find me on Twitter at Furious Milk, Adam,
Fanboy _Adam.
and Jordan.
It is JL_Fleur, and if you want to know how it's spelled, you can watch a previous episode.
There you go. That's a good way to make them watch. Also, I just realized I'm pointing in different directions for both of you. You're both in the same direction for me. Anyway, thank you all for joining us. Mong.
Woo!
Long.
Maybe we'll have nicknames next time.